Hello and welcome to the Space Between Ideas. I'm Blank Gates. Let's see what happens with the video today. Will it be 5 minutes? Will it be 10 minutes? Will Loom continue to give me more than the basic 5-minute account? We will see. Now, remember that yesterday, basically, I was talking about, all right, so how am I going to find opportunities to teach the checklists? And it is Friday. Well, actually, now it's Saturday. It was Friday, seconds ago. And I did talk with Max today. Now, what I was hoping to do was to get, when it says get this ready, it means get the examples ready. So, for example, with the state impact checklist, I got like multiple examples. I didn't go through the examples yet. Then the state assumptions checklist, I haven't actually, I have one example. I don't ever really use this checklist with anyone. It's very challenging to really know what to do with this, actually. So, I did introduce this checklist to Max. So, Max and we talked about what does it mean to determine the extent information meets needs. And then I showed him how to use this checklist. So you start with scope involving metadata types. And the crazy thing was that Max actually knew what the word metadata was. And it's the only person, I already said that I don't really use this checklist a lot, but it was the first person that I've ever met that knew the word metadata. He's like, yeah, it's just like the words that you're using in your search query. And I was like, okay, fantastic. And that's true. So when you talk about the scope of information, then that's what it means. It means to select types of metadata. A topic could be metadata. So in fact, it says here, specify metadata. Metadata is data about sources, capture, quality, and uses of data and processes. Now, the thing is that, how do we talk about this? Because, this is the very first thing that you think about. If you're like, all right, so this is the principle. So for me, this is not difficult for me. This is one of the easiest things for me. And I think a lot of people who grew up with search engines, it's common, right? So you jump onto Google and then you put in your search query and then if it doesn't give you the results, so then you can see the next level. It's involved data. Well, what does it mean? What does it mean by involved data? So I get the search results. And then once I have the search results, then I'm trying to evaluate the quality and usefulness of that information. All right. So with information, we eventually are going to try to, amass the data, synthesize the data, and then turn it into what we call knowledge. And then the knowledge, it's like the quality. So if you have good quality data, then you can create real good quality knowledge. Now, of course, it could be great knowledge, but it could be off topic. So we also have to evaluate the usefulness to abate risk. So anyways, you have to look at the usefulness and quality of the knowledge and information and the data that you are putting together. And then eventually you have to go up to this insight. So what kind of insight can you get from the knowledge and the data, from the information? So it's okay, but how do we actually get insight from knowledge? And I'm still kind of looking at where can I find this concept? So ensure decision makers have key bases. Okay, so such as principles, knowledge, and assumptions. All right, so we're talking about making decisions. And that's why I'm it's a little bit challenging to create this situation, because we have state impact, which is framing the context. So we need to develop some scenarios. So I'm still challenged by what this course, Create Data-Driven Decisions, is really going to be about. So let's check Loom 2, 1, Ding. Yes, so Loom's still broken. It's giving me more time than I'm supposed to be getting. All right, so now look. So the thing is that, yeah, where are we? So scenarios are based on assumptions. Have we reached the context yet? Yeah, so I'm kind of still where I am because I was talking to Max about this state assumptions, and basically we were reading the book together and we were going through these steps. And he's from Ukraine, but he's currently in Romania. So he's a learner of English as a second language. There was a lot of new words for him, and then also he's in IT, so he's a computer programmer. And so for him, it's like for him and me, we're both kind of from the same camp. Like this is not a difficult thing for us. Like coming up with some keywords to search and then trying to look through the results and then knowing whether, the quality is the quality standard and then knowing if it's useful. And then here, so this was interesting, this whole idea of insights. And I did go through this checklist with someone before. So, I've developed some checklists. So what are the decisions that need to be made? Now, what are the decisions that need to be made? That's actually interesting because that's connected to how do we create an endeavor? How do you know what to do at work? What are the decisions that need to be made? Probably that should be the first question. Interesting. All right, good enough. What are the decisions that need to be made? That's a good question.